Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Akabane101, and welcome to Final Fantasy XI Online. This game is part of my childhood, and potentially rose-tinty glasses will be on my face, but doesn't matter, because we're going back. We're playing retail. This is the current iteration of retail, current patch, everything like that. We're doing the Return to Vana'diel event, so I'm not currently subscribed, going on from August 12th to August 17th, and it is currently the 18th anniversary of Final Fantasy XI. Can you believe it? So many years since it came out back in Japan, and I believe 17 years since it came out in the West with the Rise of Xylart expansion. There's new story content that got announced for the game. We're going to be going through the story content from ground zero, from the very beginning of creating a new character. I'll be reading all the dialogue as we go throughout, or voicing the characters, rather. We'll see how that goes, because the way that the characters are written in this game is a lot more roleplay than Final Fantasy XIV. 14 can have some pretty flowery language, but in this game, it's even more weird. Tarus always speak with Ruru at the end of their words, and cats meow as they speak. So, I mean, pretty typical affair. Regardless, though, if you're interested in checking out how all the jobs are, and the differences between this game and, say, Final Fantasy XIV, considering those are both MMOs in the Final Fantasy genre, this game's a lot more faithful, I would say, to the original design of the jobs, albeit it's a much slower-paced game at times, especially in the early phases, but hey, whatever, man, I still love it. It's so freaking fun. And you may also notice that Galka have lizard tails. I don't know if you can see it here. There you go. Look at that lizard tail. That's not a wiener. That's a freaking lizard tail, dude. And then we got Mithra, who are only female. And then we have the Taru, which are way better than Lalafell, let's be honest. And then we have Elvin. And all these guys get their own track, by the way. And by the way, these are high-quality versions of the character models. For some reason, we can't get these in-game. Probably because the armor itself in the game is not as high quality. So we just get these high-quality renditions of the character models. Man, look at that stare. That's like some... The guy wants to murder you. Anyway, we're going to make a Taru, because of course I am. I'm going to make a character that is literally the exact same that I've made back when I first played so many years ago. I don't remember when Rise of Xylart came out. Maybe it was like 2005, 2006. This game also, by the way, came out on PlayStation 2, which is kind of insane. We're going to go medium height. And I want to level Black Mage to max, but we're going to do Red Mage first, because we're going to use Red Mage as our sub-job. Essentially, once you get to a certain point in the game, I think around level 20-ish, you're able to apply for a sub-job, and you get all the perks just at half level of all the other jobs, right? So if you want, Warrior to have the benefits of Monk's health bar, you can just go ahead and level Monk to 49, get Warrior to 99, and then you get all those lovely benefits of HP for days. And of course, other things that Monk gets. Every ability you get. As long as it's in the level range, you get it, which makes the game super customizable in that sense. Okay, I don't even know what my name's gonna be. I want to be... Wadaruru. There we go. And we're going to join Azura, which is, I think, still the most popular server, at least as far as Reddit is concerned. And we all know to trust that. Alright. Our next major decision, as the game freezes up for a moment. I know, it's a still frame. I have mods installed, an HD texture pack, and Ashita, so it might take a moment to load up some of the textures here and there. I do apologize. It's not your video feed. We have the Kingdom of Sandoria, the Republic of Bastuk, and the Federation of Windurst. Now, I believe now in retail, you always get the ring that is specific to the region that you go to, right? It used to be that if your characters were born in that region, so Windurst, for example, is Taru and Mithra, they live in Windurst, so if you join Windurst, you get the Windurstian ring. However, if you make a Taru in the Republic of Bastok, which is run by Humes and Galka, you would not get a ring for going here. But now I believe as long as you go to any of these places, they will just give you the ring of that country as if you were born and raised there, which makes sense considering you're an adventurer that was probably born in these areas and are like, I want to go adventure. Yeah, I'm sorry about these like weird loading screens. It's because it's loading the textures for the first time, and Sandoria has the biggest textures of all time, alright? It's not like that when you're actually in the game, trust me. Anyway, we're gonna join Windurst because this is my hometown. Wateruru, perfect. What a great name. I mean, I just gotta pat myself on the back for that one, right? I just came up with it on the spot. Perfect. Player data registered, excellent. I was hoping it would say that and not error out and now boot me out of the game into play online where it was a nightmare and I cry. Anyway, let's begin. The Federation of Windurst, an ancient capital nurtured by the boughs of a great tree, blessed by magical things and stuff. Excellent, we're already off to a great start. There is a legend in this country, in a time forgotten, a people forced to wander by starvation and cold were the led to this. Oh my god, it's so fast, how do you expect me to read this? Something about the heavens that sent to the earth of spiritual medium the first star Sybil, who could hear its voice. They expect you to speed read this super hard. With each passing aeon, the people came to excel at magic more and more, giving Windurst far greater wisdom and power. 5 ministries, each specializing in a school of knowledge, became politically influential institutions. This elevated Windurst to become a city of magic and stuff. In recent years, new bonds were made with the roaming tribes of Mithra, causing Windurst to become even bigger than before. But the people's wish remains unchanged, lasting peace, eternal tranquility under the watch of the Star Sybil. And now a new star of hope has been born to this earth. What is about to begin here is an enduring tale woven by that star. Oh my god, it's already started. The goddamn shouts, dude. What in Windurst is going on? That airship from Juno arrived hours ago, but our Flub the Dub Minister is nowhere to be seen. What's the matter with him? It's been weeks since he suddenly upped and left a helter-skelter. And when he finally sends us a teensy-weensy message, it just reads, I have a lot of luggage, so come meet me at the airship port. Our minister of the Oristary has an amazing gift of forget-hurrying and breaking promises. Why, he's probably even forgot, Haruin, that he sent us a message to begin with. Oh, bother. The Oristary would get on fine without him, but his niminy-piminy sister Apparuru is the trouble. No one can stand her loud mouth. I think it's because she's so annoying that the minister is always absent, Haru. The way things are going, I wonder whether our minister can really save Windurst. Uh-oh, jeepers creepers, here comes that Sybil guard again. I bet it's got to do with the minister again. I suggest we get out of here before she asks us all sorts of questions and gets us into trouble. Yes, a quick guitar away is in order. What's the matter, my adventurer friend? Overwhelmed by the size of the fine city? By the looks of it, you've only just arrived in Windurst, right? I sure did. How do you like it? Windurst is a land of peace and beauty. Unlike those other two countries which are busy spilling needless blood as they fight for no gain. I am Semilafina. I am a personal guard to the Star Sybil, who presides over the lands of Windurst. If you intend on settling in Windurst, feel free to ask me for advice. Is there anything you wish to know? Where am I? Who am I? You are in Port Windurst. Windurst Getaway to the air. For instance, if you cross this path space and follow the path to the east far enough, you'll find the Air Travel Agency, where the airships operate out of. In order to ride an airship, though, you'll need to have gained quite an amount of fame or fortune, but I'm sure you'll work hard enough to ride on an airship one day. You'll then be able to fly to a country called Juno. There are also a lot of shops in these port areas. There's the Fisherman Guild, a magic shop, an armorer, and a weapons trader on the wares here. They might not have an impressive assortment, but I'm sure it is enough for the beginner. Then finally, there is the most important building in the port area, the Orrery, and its Mage Academy, that you can see behind me. The Orrery is one of Windurst's 5 ministries of magic, most famous for the War Warlocks, an army composed of talented mages and magic users. Only the most elite Taru are affiliated with the War Warlocks, so some are a real handful to keep in line at look what the cat dragged in. I'm sorry to have to cut this conversation short, but I have to run now. Ask the Jack of Clubs if there's anything else you need to know. He's the guardian near the Orrery entrance. He might look a bit awkward, but he can teach you so much about Windurst and life of Vanadiel. If you trade him this, he'll give you a reward. You do that by targeting Jack, and then selecting Trade from the main menu. That's right, we have fourth wall breaks here. I've marked his location on your map, so you don't get lost. Select Map from the main menu, and choose Markers, and scroll to the right. Well, do your utmost for the sake of the peace of Windurst and the Star Symbol. If you do, I'm sure we'll cross paths again. Thank you, lady. I appreciate it. Alright, dear God, I gotta get these people off of my screen. Okay, the first thing we gotta do is go into config. Thankfully, the setup for this game is very easy. We just turn on auto sort, then we go into our windows, we go shared, horizontal. We can leave everything off for the most part. I do like to make it a little bit more see-through, so we're gonna do that. And then window 1, we just make the width real small, get the resize all like that. There we go, 10, window 2, just the width, perfect. And these lines can also be 10, I guess, I don't know. And then we go into our log in window 2, and for others, or rather chat, we're gonna turn off extremely wide area. And then our life is just magically so much better. Look at that. Ah, it's beautiful. What a great life to live. And now we don't have to listen to all those people. Another thing here in window 1, I do like to go into... These are basically all the parameters of when you're attacking a monster. It just kind of floods the screen with information. None of this matters ever until maybe endgame, maybe. But beneficial and detrimental effects are great, but it really doesn't matter if you dodge it or not. You just want to know if you have it or not, as well as for others. Otherwise, you're just going to be spammed with information over and over and over again. As for battle messages, calls for help, and basic system messages, it's up to you if you want to keep these on, if you want to be warned about the game being shut down for maintenance or something, usually pretty good. And then we'll go into miscellaneous. We'll set this so damage display is both, so we'll both go into the log and both go onto the screen. However, you could just set this to screen and ignore what we just did previously, so we don't have to worry about it as much. But I just kind of like to have it here. We can hide our character information, doesn't really matter. We'll up our shadows, which apparently is only adjustable in-game because it makes perfect sense. Then we can set our aspect ratio to the proper 16:9 because you can't change that out of game. You can change it in the main menu, but that's it. And that doesn't actually change it for a new character, which is so weird. Then we have area display, status icons, etc., etc. We're just going to have all that stuff up and running. And I believe that is everything. I'm going to invert my third-person camera settings. And yeah, you can also have chase cam, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't think chase cam's too great. Also, the game, I think, defaults on auto disconnect at 20 minutes. So I just turned that crap off. And then there's also... There's under somewhere. I don't remember where it was. But there's actually a way to lock your armor sets now. Essentially, think of it as Transmog in WoW or Glamour in Final Fantasy XIV. I just don't remember where I'm supposed to go to actually do that. But yeah, it's pretty nice. So, as a red mage, of course, they give you your weapon of not choice, which is the dagger for a black mage, because apparently that's who we are. We get our Windurstian ring, because we started Windurst, which is pretty huge, plus 3 MP, plus 1 agility, plus 1 intelligence. Hell yeah, dude. We're already gods. And then we go into our items, and you'll see that we come with Dia. because we're in dire need of more magic. So we're going to use this on ourselves, which allows us to learn magic. The only way to learn magic in this game is by spending moolah, which is always the worst. And then we have a special Gobidio key. I still haven't figured out what these are actually for. They're supposed to open goblin mystery boxes. I'm going to Google it at some point, but not right now. And then we have an adventurer coupon, which she was talking about, so we'll go talk to Mr. Jack of Clubs over here and go hand this on in. Hello, sir. Oh, I don't need to press square on this. Excuse me, all my controls in Final Fantasy XIV are just going to be muscle memory until I learn this game again. Anyway, you go into your inventory and you select trade, and then you can trade the adventurer coupon with this NPC, and he will give you 50 bucks. Hand it over, punk. Thank you kindly. Please take this in return. Jack has no need for this. Jack recommends you talk with a guard named Selili. She is near the gate in Windurst Woods, which exits into East Saruda Baruda. Thank you, sir. And also you can talk to them again about tutorial questions, I believe. Alright, so yeah, if you ever have any questions, you can just be like, hey, I want to know about quests. I want to try the tutorial. Teach me about Records of Eminence. So I recommend you read through all of this stuff, especially the Trust Initiative, because if you don't do that, you might have some problems. So Records of Eminence is the first thing you ever want to do when you start this game. Essentially what it is a storyline that we want to jump into, and I kind of forget how to turn it on. Which is great, because I'm obviously the best at this. Records of Eminence, there it is. Objective list. Oh my god, it took forever to load. Alright, so here's what you do. You go into quests, you go down to your Records of Eminence objective list. You can see you have a current 0 of 30. We load up the tutorial, we go to basics, and the game will walk us through how to video game. Okay. So, we have first step forward. Speak to one of the following Records of Eminence guides. We have Roland Dean in southern Sandoria, we have Isakoth in Bastock Markets, and we have Felm Jobizat in Windurst Woods at J11. So that's where we will be going. And apparently there's also an Eternal Flame over in Western Adulan. Listen, if you're that far in the game already, you're probably fine. But yeah, we're starting a brand new game here, so we will accept this quest. And we'll even go to others, see if there's anything there. It doesn't look like it. We want to begin, because this will allow us to figure out where all the trusts are. Trust me. It's the most important thing of all. Okay, next up. This game has a teleportation system now, which is awesome. So we're going to actually go, just like you're playing Final Fantasy XIV, I'm going to reference Final Fantasy XIV a lot for people that may have only played that game. There are aetheryte shards in the game. They're not really called that, but that's what I'm going to call them. They're crystals, anyway. And you're going to click on these, and the reason for that is not only can you set your home point, which doesn't really matter, but you can teleport between these crystals. As long as you are within the region, it's completely free to teleport. But, for example, if I had a crystal all the way up in Juneau, as that cat was telling us to go to at some point, riding an airship, it's going to cost us 100 gil. That's it, 100 gil. Now, the thing is, I believe you need to complete a certain quest at some point to be able to make it 100 gil through doing Records of Eminence, hence why it's so important that you do that, so you're not spending as much gil in the game doing teleports, but it's pretty dirt cheap. Like, you don't have to wait at all to teleport between areas other than a loading screen, which is pretty great, and we can teleport between these crystals willy-nilly. So it's a very nice, very convenient way to get into the game. Obviously, if you're someone that's a big fan of Classic, you're going to be like, ugh, gross, nasty, disgusting, how dare you touch my video game. But for players that just want to get through the game and enjoy the story and maybe go into the end game, which is mostly just what's called Apex farming, which essentially is just fighting the same monsters over and over again for the rest of your life, then you can do that. But, I mean, I like this game. It's very fun. Also, everyone's wearing the same clothes, and it's creeping me out, and I'm not... I guess they're all part of the same guild, so I guess that's okay. Maybe they're all leveling together. Or they're multi-boxing. Oh my god. Insane. Alright, anyway. So this person here has WW next to their name. That means he's a warlock, as the cat was talking about. Warlocks are crazy. I never trust them. They always have shifty eyes, and of course, they're Taru. So, I mean, they're the worst. But these guys are important. Look for your WW, or in Bastock, look for your Iron Chads, because I don't know their name. And then in Sandoria, look for your Slithery Snakes, okay? And then when you click on them, you'll be able to get conquests or signets. Would you cast Signet on me? Yes, he will. It's an automatic thing. And then they made it so it lasts for about 6 years. Yep, 6 hours straight, which is great. The reason you want to do that, you get points towards your conquest, and you can spend those points on getting gear. But that's not really the most important thing. Really, you just want the crystals. When you kill enemies with Signet on, you get crystals. You might even get an EXP boost for all I know. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on anything I say in this video. It's all lies. But regardless, I think that's really a good thing to have. Having Signet on you is very, very nice indeed. And he has a dialogue option there of what the hell is Signet. And as we continue through the storyline here, you'll even quickly notice that characters will be like, all right, go get Signet, dummy, because it's so powerful. Why would you want to get conquest points? That may be your question, right? Why do I want to get conquest points? Well, it helps fight for your country, which we all believe in. Windurst is the greatest country of all. And what that means is you are competing between Windurst, Bastok, and Sandoria. And if your country has the highest numbers, if your country has the highest conquest rating, that means your merchants in town will be selling more stuff, typically. It's not the same for all merchants, but a good majority of them will unlock new things. As long as you're second place or higher, usually your merchants have unlocked the majority of their inventory, right? And that's very, very nice. Windurst, for example, though, since we already live here, a lot of merchants that would get bonuses for selling more crap usually already just sell you it anyway, because you're already a citizen. But for other people in the game, they'll get benefits from it too. So this is kind of nice. Also, conquest points are very great for controlling certain regions. If you control a region, essentially you can get some benefits, like you'll have that war warlock that we saw. He would actually be taking care of a outpost somewhere in the world, and then you would pay nothing to get Signet recast on you or whatever benefits you can get from that. But other people would have to pay him income or whatever. All right, perfect. So there's already a shit ton of people just hanging out over here, because of course they are. This is the Mog House over in Port Windurst. You always start in the port. I believe wherever you are, you always start in the port. But your Mog House is your home. Everyone just starts at the player home, and you can make the player houses look however you want. And if you're ever curious as to how to change your job, this is how you do it. You have to go here, and it takes about an hour for your Moogle to spawn. It's always great. I don't think Adventurer Appreciation is going on right now, but let's talk to him. Welcome, Master. This is your home, the Mog House, Kupo. I'm a Moogle. We Moogles like taking care of house and items. Nice to meet you, Kupo. I'll tell you all about the Mog House, Kupo. First, the basics. Open your menu. And, okay, let's not worry about that. And then press the buttons. All right, that's all you need to know. Okay, thank you. I got it. Are you sure? I'm sure. All right. By the way, read all that shit. It teaches you the video game. Okay, so the most important thing here is we're going to get naked. That's the most important thing. All these clothes that we have, we just don't need them. I'm pretty sure this is against TOS. But let's not worry about that. And then... I don't want to ask anything. All right, we go into our Mog wardrobe, okay? This Mog wardrobe is essentially your armory chest from Final Fantasy XIV, which has been nicely and thoroughly ported over into Final Fantasy XI. This is one of the best updates they've ever made. It means that your shitty, like 2 inventory space has now been upgraded to like 160 at the start. You can also pay for more Mog wardrobes. Mog Wardrobe 3 and Mog Wardrobe 4, I believe. At least I saw that on the Play Online store. But or Mog House, the Mog store, whatever it's called. But anyway, now that that's in there, we can still equip our stuff. If you're wondering why you can't see it, it's because you have to switch your storage options over to Mog Wardrobe, and then it'll just lock it down for that option for the future, I think. Yeah, you have to do it for each, so you're flipping it over, but it will always be flipped over for the next time. It's still a little bit extra button pressy, but at the end of the day, you're saving yourself time, or not saving yourself time, you're saving yourself inventory space, not necessarily time. If you want to save yourself time, you don't do this at all. But for someone that's brand new to the game, you're going to want to do this, because it just saves so much goddamn time. It's so nice. It's so nice. Anyway, let's see if Adventure Appreciation's going on. I really doubt it. But you have to go into your tray, your, what is it called? Delivery box. Receive. If you sell stuff, it'll go here. And yeah, okay, so if Adventure Appreciation was going on, they might give you an Ekid ring or an E-Chad ring. I like calling it the E-Chad ring, you know, Eternal E-Chad. And essentially that'll give you a huge EXP bonus. I might have one on my other characters, but it really doesn't matter, especially for following the storyline. But it's just nice to keep in mind that sometimes Square Enix will sneak a little gem in your delivery box, and you can take that gem out and put it on your finger, and now you're married to the game. That's just how it works. I'm sorry, you're legally bound, and forever will be with them. Regardless, though, we gotta go to Windurst Woods, and you may be wondering, well, how do I have a mini-map and all this other garbage? I'm using a basically a launcher called Ashita, and I'm just using that, and I've downloaded a few mods, such as Minimap, and I've installed some better maps and stuff like that to tell you where notorious monsters are, etc., just to make the experience better for you, just to make the experience better for me. And I'll have a list of all the current Ashita mods and add-ons I have downloaded, and I'll see about also giving you guys what you should put into your documents for Ashita, so it just auto-launches this stuff like it did for us. Oi, God! I reckon it be time to get our arses and Gary Weir and have, what have you. Whatever. What now, matey? Whatever, why so unenthusiastic? I'm hearing that somewhere people are looking for some plank-braving pioneers. Would you fancy that, Taru? Pioneers in these here modern times. I can feel the old adventurer spirit just pouring more up inside of me. Picture it! Unknown lands, ancient Taru ruins, phantasmical natives. Come on, Gota, don't that just baity-weety all? Oi! Don't be giving me no ho-hums there, chum. Don't you feel anything when anywhere in the heart of yours? Pioneering might be fun, but come back to reality for a minute. How long are you going to ignore that adventure over there? Huh? When did you Santaru over here? You want to know more about this pioneering giggity-wig? To be honest, we don't know a right bit about it either. Stuff about crossing the ocean and heading Westaru, doing something or other for who's what's it. Arjulin? Yeah, that be it. Arjulin has started a tremendous pioneer mission and is in need of an extra pair of hands or two, looking for mighty fine adventurers like yourself. Where can I apply? The Juno Chamber, Commerce of Industry. Gota, you're right knowledgeable about this. Who exactly did you walk to receive such information? And what else you got stowing away in that head of yours? They're holding some kind of test. Audulin wildlands are evidently like nothing you've ever seen, so they need to make sure adventurers can handle it. A test, Taru! To prove they can handle it. That means our only job be to put adventurers on the right course. We ain't fit enough for that. Gota, you wanker! That's why I gotta be telling you to keep training. Oh, and it teleports us over here. Of course it does. I love it. I love it, guys. Alright, so that's Agilin. I've never actually done it. I don't know anything about it. I'm a complete newbie. How do I know about Apex farming? Well, sometimes I watch Hunting for Games, okay? This is what it is. But I've never actually gotten to endgame before. Which is why I say everything I say is a total lie. Regardless, though. Oh, we still need to talk to a nerd, don't we? Shit. Oh, by the way, because it's a summer event going on, we're getting some fireworks. So if you ever hear explosions, fear not. That is not someone assaulting the city. That is someone just assaulting your ears. So we'll not worry about that too much. All right, first steps forward. Windurst Woods, J10. We have to go talk to Jobazite. Film Jobazite. J10. So the way to figure that out, we have to go to the map. We're pretty much already in 10. So there's a 10 here, right? And then we have to scroll up. We have to look for J, my favorite number. And J10 happens to be right over here. Perfect. I think it might be that green icon, potentially. So we were already going the right way. But at least Now we figured it out and have learned all the things. We also go into our status menu here, see all our stats. Although those stat numbers are pretty low, your stats are actually very valuable. Every like single point of any stat is usually pretty sexy, so the more you have of them, the better. Also, I keep forgetting to grab more of these crystals. I probably walked past one. I apologize. Here we go. This is probably the most important home point here, I find. I go out of this gate all the time. So I will actually set this as my home point. So if we ever get a what's called a warp ring, which you can get from these guys. We don't have any conquest points yet, but I believe we can still check. I want to spend my conquest points, and I think common items might be it. You can either get a scroll of instant warp, or a... Ooh, re-raise is pretty nice. So if you die, you can come back to life. Very, very nice. Only 7 points. Really not that much. So we can get a return ring here, it looks like. Which is an outpost ring, so that's not right. I think it's just called the warp ring. So bear with me here. It's been a while since I've had to buy this stuff. Well, I'll spend my conquest points, fool. Homing ring, Chariot Band, and Empress Band are your EXP rings, so if you want to get more EXP, just go buy those. They're really, really cheap. Apparently there's a higher quality Empress Band. Ah, there it is, the Warp Ring. Oh, and there's even Ultra Egos here. That's part of the trust system. Alright, so we go to the Warp Ring, and then we're like, I want to buy it, but you have 0 conquest points. Are you sure? And then you cry. And also, yeah, I guess you don't have to back out for that, but there you go. So, get the Warp Ring whenever you want. Allows you to teleport back, or just die, and then you'll teleport back, no problem. But before we continue on, I'm going to wrap up this video here. These are going to be about 30 minutes each. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has been relatively informative. It is going to be a Let's Play format, though, so every 30 minutes, you know, we're going to cut the video and release the next one on another day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!